This is the Weather Extreme video for Sunday, January the 31st. And as we're closing out January, it's going to be turning a little bit nippy as we end this month. Here's the Skycam network. There's a look at Birmingham. We do have some clouds overall except the northwest corner of the state. And looking out over the city of Mobile from the battleship Alabama down in the south, you can see that they're still cloudy as well. And we still have a little bit of clouds at Decatur as we look out over the Tennessee River and the Tennessee River Bridge there. Just a great shot with a little pink in the eastern horizon as the sun is coming up. Surface low that was over the Gulf Coast area in the vicinity of Mobile yesterday is now off the mid-Atlantic coast states and moving away, and that is allowing us to come under high pressure at the surface. In the upper atmosphere, our trough has come on by, and we should be coming under a bit of a ridge over the next couple of days, which will keep us pretty much dry through Tuesday evening at least. Temperature-wise, not many areas above freezing across the continental United States, but a few areas along the Gulf Coast, Florida, and across the southwest and back over into the west coast. Looking at temperatures around central Alabama, you can see that we're generally in the upper 20s. And I'm sure that means that there's a few spots a little bit chillier than that. Some of the coldest values in the Tennessee River Valley, where they're in the lower 20s. And winter weather advisory is still in effect for several areas across that snow belt. Going to be interesting to look at the visible pictures today and see how that snow looks. QPF-wise, the main focus is going to be the southern stream with a steady string of surface lows over the next several days, and those are going to help to produce a good deal of rain for the Gulf, but it looks like much of that rain is going to stay offshore. All right, here's the 06Z GFS model run. And this is the surface map for today at midday. High pressure settling in over the southeastern U.S., and that should keep us pretty much with improving weather. Looks like the clouds should be dissipating during the day, although they may be a little slow this morning, but I think most of us will see some sun by afternoon. High pressure stays with us as the southern stream becomes a little more active with a little short wave that's going across the Gulf, and that is helping to create a little low pressure area there. By Tuesday, as we look at the upper atmosphere, this is the 2nd of February, we can see a little short wave coming across the Great Lakes, extending down into the mid-Mississippi River Valley. But fortunately, that looks like that's going to be essentially pretty dry. We'll see a few clouds, but it doesn't look like much. And in the meantime, the little surface low in the Gulf comes across North Florida, and that should be into the southwestern Atlantic, and as it does, I think we'll once again be having clouds, but it looks like the bulk of the rain will stay across South Alabama and into Georgia and South Carolina and Florida. By Wednesday, we're coming under a ridge, and that should once again dry things out as surface high settles in over the mid-Mississippi River Valley. The trough is to our west, becomes a little more pronounced by Thursday, but we're still basically under a ridge, so it looks like we will stay dry through most of Thursday. The biggest rain threat looks like it's going to come late in the day Thursday and into Friday. By Friday, the little short wave is pretty strong as it comes across the Gulf Coast area, and that will set the stage for another surface low in the Gulf, and that should be a cloudy, rainy day across central Alabama and across much of the southeastern U.S., and that's the kind of setup that might bring some severe weather to Florida. By Saturday, the surface low is off into the Atlantic and heading up the mid-Atlantic coast area off the Outer Banks and the Carolina coast there, so that should be helping to improve our weather for the weekend, but it looks like we'll probably have a cloudy start to the weekend on Saturday. And by Sunday, that little surface, or pardon me, the little upper trough has become a closed low, and yesterday we were looking at the possibility of the colder air being a little further to our east. Now it looks like the colder air should impact much of the southeastern U.S., including Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia, as the surface low heads off into the Atlantic. And then by Monday, we're dry but pretty chilly, as you notice the 540 line down into South Alabama. All right, let's go out into Voodoo a little bit further. This is the 12th of February, and a nice short wave coming through the flow from in the vicinity of Chicago, extending down to about Nashville, with another fairly strong and closed low out over the Pacific coast, and that will certainly set the stage for us to have some wet weather around the 11th or 12th time frame, depending on timing that far out. And then we still have a very unusual looking pattern by the end of the period. This is the Ides of February, not the Ides of March, but the Ides of February. That is the middle of February, the 15th, and a double-barreled low over New England and the North Atlantic, and then a pretty sharp ridge over the western states, and another active southern stream as that continues. And of course, that once again with an active southern stream is going to keep us wet. Well, listen, thanks for tuning in to the Weather Xtreme video. James Spann should be back tomorrow morning with the next edition. In the meantime, I hope that you have a great Sunday and a great upcoming week. Godspeed.
Each day there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.